short notice matchup. This is what I should say. Dan Ige originally slated to fight Lerone Murphy. Very crafty, technical fighter, right? Has good takedown defense, the whole nine. Steps in Andre Fili. He says, I just got a knockout, bro. I'm looking for another one. Different. I don't know, not too different for Dan Ige. He's always fighting the taller, longer guy. Andre Fili is that taller, longer guy. This is the one difference, though, man. Andre Fili he's a bigger veteran than Dan Ige, man. He's been in the game longer, and it feels like the touchy-feely resurgence is coming around right here, but it always feels that way when it's coming off of a big knockout. Can Andre Fili use the height and the reach advantage to be able to dispatch Dan Ige in this fight, or are we going to go to another close split decision type situation that Fili always finds himself in?
Oh, absolutely. Fili can get this done at range, man. Being that longer fighter and the way that Fili's striking comes in A to B nice and quick, man. If Dan Ige is looking to put that pressure on, put that power that we all know is in those 50K hands, that could be his downfall because he needs to get inside that distance to really put a hurt into Fili. And Fili, like you said, Derek, is a veteran, knows the game, knows how to cut angles, and knows how to use that momentum to stay away. I like Fili when he's fighting smart and fighting at distance. The question is, though, Fili's a dog, Derek, and is he going to be able to stop himself from getting into that chaos that we've seen Fili get into and kind of lose the momentum of the fight? Because if this gets going into chaotic situations, I really like Dan Ige in this fight.
That's right, and Dan Ige also has a solid chin, not afraid to stand in the pocket and bang. It's really a matter of, is Fili going to play it smart, keep it at distance, and play the game, or like you said, man, be a dog and just get into a dogfight? Who do you like better in a dogfight?
Ooh, that's a good question. At the moment, Derek, I'm going to instantly say Dan Ige just because that's what pops in my head. But folks, you cannot sleep on the fact that Andre Fili is an absolute dog in there. Like Derek said, been doing it for longer. Fought the who's who, has strength and power and speed in his hands. I'm still going with Ige, though.
Folks, the line has moved just slightly from the open, minus 180 favorite for Dan Ige at open, plus 150 comeback for Fili. We're looking at minus 170 and plus 140 right here. So the line really hasn't moved. Where are we finding value at in this one? If you're an Andre Fili fan, I have to say, you have to take a look at that plus 300 decision and say, odds are, if this is a close one and it goes to a split decision, Andre Fili has been notoriously, I don't want to say lucky, but has had good fortune in split decision. So it's something to definitely think about. AJ, what are the odds that this gets mixed up to where a takedown or two are the defining factors of the fight? And if the takedown happens, what camp is it coming from?
Yeah, Derek. I mean, the odds are pretty high, especially once the action gets going, once the fist gets flying. I could actually see both of these fighters shooting for the takedown. I want to say instantly Fili once he feels the power of Dan Ige, but the same thing can happen on the other side, especially, I mean, in at least in the last couple of fights. Fili's been the one that's been knocked out. I mean, the Joe Anderson Brito knockout back in 2022 was big, but we've seen him resurge from that, have that good chin. I think if a shot happens, I'm still going Fili, man. I'm curious, though. Who do you think dominates the ground game if it gets there?
You know, I think with the length of Fili, he might be able to really put something on, man. He's just tall, long, and lanky. You know what I mean? You're able to cover a lot of distance in the grappling department when you have those skill sets. But then again, Dan Ige is not unfamiliar to a takedown right here. So, again, searching for the money right here. That's what we care about. What do we like more? Do you see any value in these props? Like when you look through here, are you like, okay, I like what I'm seeing right here. I don't know if I like the plus 150 decision prop right here. I do think that this is a very fair price to pay for Dan Ige. Minus 180, not too heavy of a favorite. Actually, like I said, right now it's minus 170, so you could still get in. You could still make some good money. It's not too heavy of a favorite in the grand scheme of things, and he is the ranked fighter. He's the younger fighter, carries more power. I think I like Dan Ige money line right here. What do you think?
Dan Ige money line at minus 170, Derek. I actually like that a lot better than the plus 150 TK, or excuse me, plus 150 decision, because I could see that going for Fili. I mean, if you're looking for plus money, that only makes sense, that plus 265 TKO. But I'm with you, Derek. I don't really see a lot of emphasis going there for either of these fighters willing to put themselves in that kind of dangerous situation, especially at the level they're at right now. I see this more as an intellectual fight. I'm with you, man. I'm rocking that minus 170 money line.
And when I was really searching for some juice and I was looking at the over and under, 2.5, minus 185 for the over, plus 155 for the under. Maybe throw it in a parlay for the over, but I don't see a lot of juice right there. Do you have any take on that, or you agree?
No, I'm with you, man. I don't see too much juice. I mean, if you're Fili better, though, I do like the money there.
There we go. All right. Well, this is the Bloody Water Podcast consensus pick. We are rocking with Dan 50K Ige.